Hello YouTube, welcome to my, what is this, the fourth narrated battle now? This is a pretty silly battle, but I think you'll like it a lot. This is actually, I'm not in this battle at all, but this is that friend I told you about in my previous video. This is his team. As you can see, it was this battle was done before he switched Azumarill and Ampharos for Heracross and Mawile respectively. And it's his team, and he's facing this guy named Morebetter. He's got Liz and Tate, one of those from Ruby and Sapphire right there. And they've got a pretty interesting team. They have a Greninja, who's, you know, your typical obvious protein with Ice Beam, Surf, or Hydro Pump, Dark Pulse, and U-Turn. You know, it's pretty typical, but it's also really hard to take down. He's got this Weezing that's probably really specially defensive because that thing is like has a Mondo defense stat. There's Celebi. I'm not quite sure what Celebi does, but it's hell. There's, I always forget this one's name, Excadrill. I always get it mixed up with Escavalier, the bug steel type. I always get it mixed up because they both start with the Exca and the Esca. They sound kind of similar. It's that other one that's also a bitch to take down with the air balloon, and it just fucking sweeps and shit. We've got Talonflame, who's your typical Gale Wings, Brave Bird, Flare Blitz. I hate this thing. And then there's Lantern, who's an interesting one, because, you know, you never know what to expect when you see a Lantern, because sometimes it's a Rest Talk Lantern, sometimes it's a Calm, does it get the Calm Mind? There are a lot of different sets Lantern can run, and it's interesting to face, because, you know, it's only weak to Grass and Ground, that's it, and both of those, well, it can switch out for Ground, but Grass type's a relatively uncommon offensive typing, and even then it has a really decent special defense. Its HP stat is just enormous, and it often runs Heal Bell, so you can't really take it down with Toxic. It's kind of annoying if you face one that knows what it's doing. I didn't go into a lot of detail with my friend's team before, though, so I'm going to explain a little bit better now. Gengar has a good set with, like, Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Dazzling Gleam, and I want to say Thunderbolt's the last one. He's got a Tentacruel with Scald, who is also his primary spinner, and he's got a few other interesting moves on there. Umbreon's your typical Heal Bell, Foul Play Umbreon. Everyone knows Gliscor, it's a fucking dick. Ampharos, whatever you want to say. It's obviously his Mega because Gengar is banned and none of the others could be Mega. It's got, I think, there's one point where he had a Rest Talk set, but this one, I think he switched from a Rest Talk set to another set, completely offensive, so I don't know if this one is before or after he switched it. And then there's Azumarill, who's also, like, this generation, he's just become a huge powerhouse because of the whole belly drum with the citrus berry. It just, once you do that, Aqua Jet will rip everything apart, and it's as simple as that. Unless you have something with Water Absorb, there's nothing that can really take it down, and even then, if it gets a play rough, it's GG. You just gotta have a Water Absorb that goes faster than it and can take it down, or rely heavily on priority. It's really a shitfest when it comes to Azumarill. So anyway, I've taken 4 minutes with this team preview, or roughly 4 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this started and just press play right now. Alright, so he leads off with his Excadrill, and he leads off with Tentacruel. He starts off with a Swords Dance, but Tentacruel gets a Scald out, which does 60% damage, and pops a balloon, and burns him. So, he forfeits. Alright, that is good game, more better. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe if you enjoy this. I'll have more videos that are actually serious coming soon.